once again started talking and not recording. So that's a good sign. That's once again someone up above telling me, hey, let's try that over because you're not on your A game. Yeah, but I wasn't. I was literally in the middle of saying, wow, this is the first time in a while when I haven't wanted to record. And then I was like, you know what? Let's not start off on that front. Let's start over. And I looked down and it wasn't even going. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign, to be honest, that it wasn't going. But I said it anyway. So welcome back to episode 83, the podcast that your host doesn't want to keep doing anymore. So now you might be wondering, why don't you just stop? I don't know. I have a hard time giving up on things that I've committed fully to. So here are the outcomes for this podcast. I either, one, die and this podcast ends, or B, I admit that I'm a failure and stop. So I don't know. I either just keep going to episode 1,000. I mean, listeners are growing, which is cool, but I don't know. Should we just get real immediately? Let's get freaking real. The last week I've been having these thoughts of well, should I just stop doing this? Because who the fuck listens to this anyways? You know what I mean? And I know there are people out there that listen, and I appreciate you. Don't get me wrong. But it was more thoughts of well, what is the end goal with this? What is even the point of life? What is even the point of this? Just kill myself on camera? No. No, I just was all right, well, I mean, I suck at this, so this is great. Just one of those down weeks where I was just well, I'm not good at this. I'm not funny. Why am I doing this? Whatever. But we prevail. And you know what made me prevail? I saw an article this week of these Jewish people. They dug tunnels under their I don't even know what to call it. Their temple. They dug these tunnels in New York under their temple. And apparently it was during COVID when they were being locked out. There was these fucking tunnels that they built into their temple. And I saw the article and I was like, someone needs to talk about this. No one is talking about this. Well, it was like my cape. It was like the Jews in New York, they put up the bat symbol. And your boy was like, I have to talk about it. They put up the bat symbol by digging tunnels, and your boy was like, someone's got to talk about this. And so I fucking fired up I put on my cape, which is my beanie that I wear every week now, I guess. And unironically, I wear this beanie every week, and I'm like, all right, and activating powers. And then I put it on, and then I'm like, time to talk about the Jews digging tunnels, the reverse Harriet Tubman. No, but for real, I want to talk about that. Well, welcome back. Let's dive into this article. New York police attempt to pour cement into tunnels dug without permits under Shabbat Lubovich's New York HQ. The botch room refused to leave the tunnels. Community leaders were called in to help defuse the tense situation after New York PD arrived. Apparently, Shabbat Lubovich illegally dug tunnels into the New York area headquarters. The tunnels were dug either to permit entry during COVID-era lockdowns or, more recently, to connect a ritual bath to the main building. I mean, look. Imagine, dude, honestly, who am I to judge right before I'm about to judge? Who am I to judge this group of people who dug tunnels to just pray to their God? Pray to Yahweh? I don't know who the Jewish God is. Pray to Jerry Seinfeld? Who knows who the Jewish God is? There's just a fucking, it's like, like in Catholic Mass, there's the big, dude, here I go, talking about Catholicism again. Shout out to the Catholic Church. There's just the big Jesus Christ in the building. It's like the big Jesus Christ is in the building. We're doing bottle wars with Jesus Christ. No, there's the big Jesus Christ at the back of the church. And he's made out of marble or whatever. It's just Jerry Seinfeld in New Balances and a Yankee fitted, or a Mets. He's a Mets fan, I think. And a Mets fitted. Wow, so sacrilegious. Anyways, the Jewish people, the Jew dudes, they were trying to go bathe, I guess. I don't know why you needed a fucking tunnel. Why can't you just walk down the street to it? What was so important that you needed a fucking tunnel? I mean, how gross from bathing to literally crawling in a tunnel. That's so gross. Unless it was some sort of secret underground bath. That's kind of dope. It's legitimately the reverse Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman was trying to break out. She freed all the slaves. Meanwhile, the Jews are like, dude, fucking take us back in there. I'm trying to go back into the temple. I'm trying to pray. Which you got to respect, to be honest. You got to respect someone who's just so diehard to their religion that they're willing to legitimately get the weight of skyscrapers crumble on top of them and cave them in and have them die. I mean, you got to respect that, dude. It's honestly fucking wild. I cannot imagine anything in life. I cannot imagine anything in my life right now. I mean, fucking there's not a whole lot of things in my life that I would even just walk through a door to, you know what I mean? Let alone dig a tunnel to. I mean, I respect the grind, fellas. I respect the grind. I mean, the videos of it are insane as well. We'll keep reading this article in a little bit, but like, I mean, the videos were so funny, dude. It's like these, I mean, it's almost, honestly, almost sad how much they wanted these tunnels like so badly. It almost makes you wonder, like, what's kind of going on down there? Is it like some sort of, is there an underground rave culture that, like, is there like a, you know, the mainstream media wants you to know about the main tunnel, but not a lot of people know about the left tunnel. You know what I mean? You just take a left after the first sewer pipe, and then boom, you're in this underground rave. It's all the, what are the, it's all the Hasidic Jews with the long hair and the yarmulkes and shit, and they're in full suits and stuff, and they're just dancing. It's like Rufus de Souls down there. You're like, whoa, this is where Rufus has been? Frank Ocean's hiding down there too. You're like, this is insane. How did you guys get this many people? I mean, nuts. That would be honestly insane. It's honestly truly wild. Wow, thank God I'm recording. It's honestly truly wild that that they had that growing. I saw a quote that was like, it got reported because people were like, there are people in my house and I don't hear anyone, but I hear whispers in the walls. What if in the walls you just heard like, I think it's this way to the temple. Keep going straight. I think we're almost at the temple. We're almost there. Come on. They have latkes. Come on. I smell them. Yeah, NYPD, someone's in my walls. I think there are Jews in my walls. Someone, not me saying that. I think someone in New York probably said that. Wow. That's crazy. Let's keep reading. A chaotic scene at the Shabbat headquarters in Crown Heights after Bacharum ripped wooden panels to prevent a cement truck from sealing off the recently discovered tunnels. They say recently discovered tunnels legitimately like they found them during like the slave trade. Recently discovered tunnels. Like, dude, I mean, take me back to a time when the boys could just dig a tunnel and no one could get involved. I mean, what a great time that was in our country when people could just, you know, dig tunnels. That was a good time when people could just, you know, they could dig tunnels, they could smoke, you could smoking advertisements. I don't know what else was going on in the country when you were fucking able to dig tunnels. I guess slavery was still a thing, so let's not go back to a time when that was a thing. You know what I mean? This is crazy to dig tunnels. All right, digging tunnels is actually super underrated. That's in 2024. Digging tunnels. The NYPD are on the scene, and 770, the address of the Shabbat HQ, will be closed shortly to regain control. Tweeted at from TikTok. Quote, here's how it all started. Bacharum ripped wooden panels to prevent a cement truck from sealing off the recently discovered tunnels. They then went inside the tunnel and started to learn. They're just opening books. They're reading. They're reading Tunnels for Dummies. What does that quote mean? They then went inside the tunnel and started to learn. I'm assuming he meant like to learn about the tunnels, but it's funny imagining someone just going in the tunnel and being like, huh. So that's how you dig a tunnel. Just like, wow, good architecture you guys got going on in here. Nice work. The NYPD was immediately called. The Bacharum refused to leave the tunnels. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The Bacharum refused to leave the tunnels. Community leaders were called in to help defuse the tense situation. Hey, leave our tunnels alone. Chaos breaks out in New York City after underground tunnels were discovered under the Shabbat Lubavitch World Headquarters in Brooklyn. Wow, I mean, they were in the heart of it, dude. They were in Brooklyn. Let's go. They were at the HQ, dude. They were at Shabbat Lubavitch World Headquarters in Brooklyn, dude. I mean, that's a mouthful. The incident below reportedly took place to prevent a cement truck from filling the tunnels. According to the Crown Heights info, the tunnels were made in the past 6 months in an effort to expand 770. That sounds like a gang, dude. Yeah, we're expanding 770. 770, faux L. I mean, the whitest thing I've ever said. Others reports suggest, I mean, I cannot read. I'm such a dummy. Other reports suggest the tunnels were dug by yeshiva men during COVID. Oh, dude, the I in COVID is starred. I'm reading the right article, dude. During COVID, after they were locked out of 770. The tunnel reportedly stretched from the mikveh building to the women's portion of... Oh, that's what this is about, dude. The tunnel was discovered after someone started hearing people in his home. About 10 arrests were made after some refused to leave the tunnels. I mean, this is insane. Not only were they supposedly... I mean, they're like ants, dude. Where does this tunnel span? Some reports are saying it spanned to other women's places. I see what you guys are doing. Ah, you guys wanted to go get some pussy, I see. So we must dig a tunnel because COVID is shutting us down. Wow, that's crazy. I cannot imagine like wanting chicks so bad to be like, you know what? I'm going to dig a tunnel. I must dig a tunnel. They're separating us. The church is separating us. The temple is separating us. Botram and Jewish use a young unmarried man. Oh. A young unmarried man is Botram. Okay, cool. Well, that's crazy. That's pretty wild. So there's multiple reports. One of the tunnels was going to a bathhouse. Not a bathhouse. I shouldn't say bathhouse. That's disrespectful. Apparently, it was just a bath. It's just some guy's bath. That would be so funny, dude, if one of the tunnels just, like, emerged and it was just in some guy's wall. And someone was like, dude, there's 10 Jewish dudes in my bathtub. Can you guys get over here? Can you guys please get over here? And that's where all the arrests were made. That's how they found out. It's like in Sicario when they find the tunnels and the drugs. I mean, a 12-year-old describing Sicario. It's like when they found the tunnels and the drugs. No, it's like when they found the drugs in Sicario through the tunnels that go into America. The police just walk in. They're like, oh, my God. It's bigger than we expected. And it's NCIS. Yeah. The scream. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, imagine that, dude. You're digging a tunnel and then you just fucking, you're like, oh, we're almost there. And then it's drywall and you're like, oh, this is weird. What is all this pink stuff? And then you fucking break through the drywall and it's just some guy in his bathtub and you're like, and there's just 10 Jewish dudes looking at you. Whoa, that would be nuts. Wow, all right. So Brooklyn was popping off this week. That was crazy. I mean, ha, Brooklyn, you done popped off this week. Ha. The Hasidic Jews, they done dug some tunnels. Ha. They were trying to get some play. They dug it to the women's. To the women's, dude. They dug it to the women's. Into the bath. Ha. That was my impression of someone in New York describing what happened this week, but also rapping and freestyling. Thank you. This podcast will now end. Okay, that's why I do this, actually. I've come to realize that's why I do this, because I have fun on this. And I know it sounds like I don't have fun, but your boy has fun. It's a lost art form. Me talking about how Jewish people dig tunnels. I mean, the reverse Harriet Tubman. I know I already said that, but like, fuck, man. That's crazy. Wow. That's nuts. So anyways, what else happened this week? Well, I guess I got an email from my pops. It's pretty funny. I'll read it. It gives me so much anxiety every time my dad emails because I'm half expecting him to just open an email, and he always sends them at 8:01 a.m. I'm not sure if he's like scheduling these. He's using some sort of he's using MailChimp to schedule emails. I don't understand. He sends it at 8:01 every time. Yesterday, 8:01 a.m. The subject line: no one is irreplaceable. Now, I woke up and this was the first thing that I saw. The very first thing that I saw was an email from my dad. First of all, text me, you know what I mean? Saying no one is irreplaceable. The subject line. And I go, here we go. And I open the email. I'm still rubbing the fucking crust from my eyes. And I go, here we go. And I open the email and it's not loading. And so I'm immediately pissed because I'm like, what could he possibly mean by this? No one is irreplaceable. I mean, already off to a heater. It's 8 a.m. I'm just like, all right, here we go. Sure. So I get up, I walk over to my laptop, I open my laptop, I open the email, and I read the email. And this is what the email says. Take a glass of water. All right. So we're already in a hypothetical situation. Now, I've been awake for maybe 2 minutes at this point, and I'm already right back into a hypothetical situation. Take a glass of water. Okay. Now, fucking pour it on yourself. No. Take a glass of water. That's your workplace. Dip your finger in it. That's any employee. For real, after I read dip your finger in it, that's any employee, I thought of the guy on Twitter who sticks his fingers in drinks and posts pictures of it. And I was like, whoa, maybe my dad's on Twitter now. God, that would be awful for him. He would be in such a deep rabbit hole on Twitter. He'd be like, what the hell is this? And he would just send me a picture of him dipping his finger into a glass of beer. He's like, enjoying a nice cold bev. And I'm like, Dad, get off Twitter. There's a funny trend on Twitter right now. I know my brain's all over the place. There's such a funny trend on Twitter right now where someone will post a selfie and then some guy will respond and just be like, this is what you look like black. This is what you look like Asian. my dad's on Twitter and I get a picture of him one day. He's like, this is what I look like black. This is what I look like Chinese. I'm like, nice, Dad. Good work. Anyways, take a glass of water. That's your workplace. Dip your finger in it. That's any employee. Now take it out. What happens? Nothing. The water fills in that void and the level is the same as before. Some people may be more valuable, but no one is irreplaceable. I just watched a segment on comedian Taylor Tomlinson. Ever heard of her? Love, Dad. Now, a lot of things to unpack here. At first, I opened the email and I read it and I was like, wow, that's actually like a really nice email from my dad. Like, he's, first of all, he's, it was like almost like a little motivation in the beginning. I was like, you know what? I don't fully understand this quote right now because, I'm 30 seconds into waking up and I was immediately projected into a hypothetical situation of sticking fingers in liquids. So, immediately projected into a hypothetical situation. Now, I'm not fully sure what this quote means. I need some minutes to, wake up and poop and drink a little caffeine. After that, maybe I can dissect this quote that I was given. Another thing is I like him dropping a fucking hype. You're projecting into a hypothetical situation, and then immediately after, hey, check out this comedian. Do you know her? So I texted him and I was like, hey, thanks for the email. I have heard of her. She's actually from San Diego. Like, whatever. I was fucking started talking about Taylor Thompson. No response. I started Googling the quote, looking around, and then I went back to the subject line. No one is irreplaceable. And then I realized, oh, fuck. He's saying I'm not irreplaceable. Oh, wait. Yes, I'm not irreplaceable, meaning I am replaceable. And then I was like, wait a second. Why the fuck did he email me this? And then for like the next 30 minutes, I'm like, all right, dick. At 8 a.m., just like, hey, I know you probably have some Sunday scaries and you probably don't want to go to work tomorrow, but just keep in mind, they can replace you at any moment. They can fire you at any moment. Just keep that in mind, buddy. Happy Sunday. Love ya, Dad. Also, ever heard of this comedian? I was like, Dad, what the hell, dude? I'm such a dummy, too. I was like, oh, wow, that's such a, such a nice, email. Like, my dad was just, giving me some, motivation. It's like, keep going, son. You got this. Find your North Star and keep it trucking. Whatever the quote was, you know what I mean? But instead, he just was like, hey, by the way, your job that you already hate, guess what? They can replace you at any fucking moment. I was like, all right. So I texted him and I was like, hey, dude, since you didn't respond to my early messages, what's up? What's good, fam? What's the deal with that quote? And he goes, what quote? And I was like, hey, dick, how many quotes are you sending? How many quotes are you sending that you don't know what quote you sent? I said, what does that quote mean? And he said, what quote? And I wanted to be like, dude, are you just emailing people quotes all day? The quote guy. He's just emailing all of his kids separate quotes that just demoralize them. I was like, Dad, this is my 13th reason. I mean, woke up already in a blue mood and then just your dad emailed you and was like, hey, by the way, you're replaceable. And I was like, oh, fuck. All right. Sick, Dad. Thanks. But what I came to realize is that he responded and he was like, last week I mentioned how there was a coworker at my work who was drinking on the job, and then I mentioned how he was irreplaceable, and he was talking about that guy, and that made me feel better. I was like, all right, he's talking about some other guy. Thank God. I was like, I mean, he's right. I mean, he is right. Like, no one is irreplaceable. You know what I mean? Nobody's perfect. You live and you learn it. That should be Miley Cyrus's second hit. No one's irreplaceable. You should go kill yourself. So that's what he meant by it. And then I was like, all right, I feel a little bit better. But also, I mean, me standing in the kitchen with my two fingers in the water. What are you doing? And I'm like, nothing. And I take him out. I'm like, fuck, he's right. The void did fill. I'm like, fuck, damn it. Under my breath, I'm like, damn it. He's got a point. The void did fill in. My girlfriend's like, what are you saying? What are you saying over there? I'm like, nothing. She's like, why are your fingers wet? I'm like, nothing. I was just trying to see if a void would fill. And then, of course, I fucking Google the quote, and then I'm just like on this fucking rabbit hole on LinkedIn. I'm like, sick. My dad's just on LinkedIn now. My dad's just scouring LinkedIn for shitty quotes. I'm like, all right, cool, Dad. Thanks. Happy Sunday. Appreciate you sending me an email at 8:01 a.m. about how I'm replaceable. Thank you. Happy Sunday. Love you. Bye. So that was how my Sunday started. And then I was like, you know what? Today's still going to be my day. And dude, this week, to my left, I'm looking at it right now. You can't see it. But to my left, I have a whiteboard, and it has all my 2024 goals on it. And the majority of them are with this podcast and stand-up, to be honest. But this week was the first. I want to do more open mics this year, right? And I set a specific goal. I don't want to say it on here just in case I don't reach it. But I set a specific goal, right? And it was a frequency amount. Like I want to be doing them this often, right? And so my first one, I was like, I've been writing a bunch, and I like finalized like a couple jokes, and I'd gotten it down to like 3 minutes, and I was like, fuck yeah. I'm like actually like not confident in this 3 minutes, but I was like, all right, I'm feeling good about this. Like, let's fucking do this. Broncos Nation, let's ride. You know what I mean? So sign up day rolls around, Sunday rolls around. I get a heater of an email talking about how I'm replaceable. I'm like, sick. All right, you know what? Shake it off. Let's fucking try and sign up for an open mic. Let's wait and see when. Let's wait for the signups, right? Sign up time comes and goes. Nothing happens. And keep in mind you, this is a open mic that goes 7 days a week. This is the one that everyone fucking does. All my buddies go to. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm going to be one of the regulars. I'm going to be going there like frequently. Let's go. I'm fired up. Was waiting for the sign up time. Came and went. I texted my buddy and I was like, hey, dude, like, do you know, like, do you know what's going on with that? With the open mic? Like, what's up? And he goes, yeah, dude, they've been super inconsistent with times, but just a heads up, also they're only doing it on Sunday and Mondays now. I was like, all right, word. All right, that's fine. You know, I was planning on doing it on Friday this week, but you know what? That's fine. I'll do it on Sunday. That's all good. It's just 2 days later. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Try not to get anxious. You know, you're replaceable, but it's all good. So I, sweat it off. A couple hours goes by, still no post. Still can't sign up. I'm like, all right, I'm not sure what's going on now. What do I do? I get another text from my buddy, and he goes, hey, so the mic's closed. The open mic closed. That place stopped doing open mics. So the place that did mics 7 days a week now does them 0 days a week. So, I mean, how fitting. I'm like, you know what? I was actually so pumped. Saturday night, I sat in bed right before I went to sleep, and I fucking wrote down like a bunch of shit that I was going to do that week in preparation for it, and I was so juiced. I was like, dude, this is my week. I'm excited. Like, my fucking journey to being a comedian starts this week. Like, I'm fucking pumped. Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. Mike's canceled. Oh, fuck. How fitting, dude. How fitting, dude. That I've been like, you know what? This is my fucking time. I'm ready. Let's fucking do this. Nope. The world said, sorry, and kicked me in the balls, dude. So I had two options at this point. For real, I was like, all right, well, that's a sign. I'm just never going to be a comedian. So, and I almost just gave up that day. I almost just sold all my shit. I didn't almost do it. A thought crossed my head of like, well, I guess I should just give up. But as David Goggins probably said once, don't be a bitch. You know what I mean? Find a way. So it's just postponed a couple days, but we're aiming for next Tuesday. We're going to see how that goes. it's 5 minutes, but I think I'm only going to do like 3.5. So we'll see. We'll see. But anyways, I thought that was funny. Funny way to start my Sunday. So anyways, that's why I'm recording on a Monday night and I'm not recording on a Sunday night because I was in a fucking bummer of a mood yesterday. Dad called me replaceable and Mike got canceled. So not only are my dreams ruined, but I'm also replaceable. I mean, that's obviously the title of this episode is You're Not Replaceable. But watch the title of this episode. I'm going to fucking in an hour forget what I talked about. And it's going to be like, the Jews dig tunnels? Wow. All right. In other news, we have the other news article of the week that blessed the internet. The Bass Pro Shops guy. If you have not heard about what happened, buckle up, my friends. It's honestly not that insane. It's pretty common. I feel like I've seen this before, but I feel like this is just the most documented altercation that has happened at a Bass Pro Shops. So you know how at Bass Pro Shops they have the big fucking I don't know if it's every Bass Pro Shops, but it's at least at the big ones. They have the fucking the fucking Illuminati pyramid one in Vegas or wherever the fuck it is. They have a huge ass fish tank, right? So some guy, dude, apparently he like fucking crashed his car or some shit with his wife and kid in the car. He got out, stripped down, and then walked up to the aquarium and jumped in and then was just fucking swimming about. And I'm so glad that I recorded this episode late because, I mean, this happened in none other than the great state of Alabama. You know what I mean? And I feel like I've said this so many times where every time I need content or something for this podcast, someone, Yahweh, blesses me with fucking with content, dude. He just comes down. He's like, here you go. Some naked man in Alabama jumped into an aquarium at the Bass Pro Shops. So here's the article. We'll read a little bit. We're gonna read about it first, and then we'll do a deep dive on some videos. All right. Here we go. Shoppers in disbelief as man does a naked cannonball dive into Bass Pro Shop aquarium. This episode's just all about giving you your daily dose of information. We don't have a whole lot to stories and shit. I could talk about how I went to a concert last week, sent myself home early because I got way too fucking drunk. I woke up with mustard stains on myself, and I bought 7 slices of pizza before I went home. I could talk about that. And how tequila is just the Men in Black machine that just wipes your memory. I could talk about that. However, I'm not gonna, all right? Because who wants to hear drunk stories, hey, remember when stories, right? No one. Only me. But I know you guys don't, so not gonna do that. Anyways, a 42-year-old man. Let's get back to the topic at hand, which is Alabama man jumps into aquarium at Bass Pro Shops, and we see his wiener. That's mainly why I want to talk about this, because you see his wiener, and it's small. A 42-year-old man was arrested in Leeds, Alabama, after diving into a Bass Pro Shop aquarium naked, according to local police. The man crashed his car, disrobed, and executed a daring plunge into the store's massive aquarium on Thursday night. Leeds Police Chief Paul Irwin said the incident left shoppers in the town just outside Birmingham in disbelief. Video taken by bystanders showed the man do a cannonball dive into the aquarium and later stand under the waterfall. Irwin noted that the man spent about 5 minutes in the water before officers arrived on scene. He exited the water to confront 2 police officers, only to dive back in the aquarium. Eventually, the man climbed over this. All right, you know what? We're going to stop there, actually, because we're just going to watch the video instead. Okay, so at this point, the man is already in the water. The cops are walking up the stairs. Hell yeah, dude. He's fully naked in a Bass Pro Shops. I mean, the worst dive of all time. The worst dive of all time. Look at him. I mean, how? You're all right. I mean, look at the fucking deer beside him. Look at this still image that I stopped it at. I mean, look at how much of a lunatic this guy looks, dude. Hanging onto the glass. There's fake deer around him, and he's under this, like, bitch-ass waterfall at Bass Pro Shops, dude. Look at the way he's sitting, dude. So, I mean, how bitch is treading water? Oh, he fell. And now he's just lying naked.
Dumbass.
Me, dumbass, me in the morning after reading an email from my dad saying that I'm replaceable, just laying in bed naked, holding my head. What have I done? Oh. They just casually walk over. One of them's got that blicky on him, holding the taser to him. You know what I mean? The black cop steps in. I bet he's waiting for this moment. He's like, finally, dude.
Yeah, I figured he did not have.
In Alabama, too?
After that.
He's like, fuck yeah, dude. This guy's going down.
Now what you gonna do with him?
He's lying lifeless.
Well, he's wet. He ought to be able to slide across this floor pretty good.
I mean, he calls it out early. An early call out from a bystander.
It does not really matter.
I think at this point he realizes, oh shit, I'm about to get arrested. Let me try and get out of this mess. I mean, he's just lying, wiener on the ground. Oh no, he's flailing. Fuck, dude. I mean, this shot is pretty. The black guy's like, dude, come on, man. I mean, flip over. I don't want to see your dog.
Get away.
Oh, nice. Don't kill me, dude. They're not going to kill you. You just jumped in naked into a Bass Pro Shops aquarium, dude. I mean, he tried to get out. For those listening, sorry, this is like kind of all over the place, but he tried to get out, dude. He fucking kneed the police officer, kicked him, and the police officer flipped him over. Was like, "Stop! I'm like, you're under arrest. Stop moving." And he's like, "Don't kill me. They're gonna kill me." Oh, I mean, how humiliating. I mean, how humiliating.
100% how I would do it too.
I think I grabbed the hair.
I mean, how humiliating, dude. Just getting your wiener dragged. Look at this still image. Getting your wiener dragged across the Bass Pro Shops floor, dude. Someone's like, bro. And they throw a fucking blanket over him. Good work, Chief. Whoever threw a blanket over him. All right. There's one other video I wanted to highlight real quick, and then I have some commentary. Okay, he's treading water in this one. I mean, look at his legs move. Look at how small his wiener is, dude. Okay. I mean, my point is, that's all. I'll just get that away. How, because YouTube's probably going to be like, all right, this is content for 18 and up now because you're showing someone's fucking wiener on YouTube. I mean, how, like, fucking bitch do you look when you're treading water from that angle? Like, if there's a sheet of glass and you're treading water, I mean, you look like such a pussy doing that, dude. It's hilarious watching someone tread. Forget that he's naked in a Bass Pro Shops. And I don't know why I'm saying it plural. Forget that he's naked in Bass Pro Shop. I think it is Bass Pro Shops, actually. Whatever. Forget that he's naked in the BSP, all right? In the BS, I guess. Forget he's naked in there. If you were just in a pool and there was a sheet of glass and you could see yourself, I mean, I would rather fucking dig a tunnel than have a video of myself get put online in a bathing suit treading water. I mean, you look like such a bitch treading water, dude. Wow. That's truly wild. To just be like, well, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to crash my car, get naked. Honestly, sometimes I feel like doing that. Sometimes in life gets too stressful. Life gets too hard. And I'm like, you know what? Today, I would like to crash my car. I would like to strip down, and I would like to go to the nearest Bass Pro Shops, and I would like to jump in the water. Fuck my medication because I'm clearly not on it. And I clearly have PTSD of some sort. I'm going to go swimming. And then at one point, I like one of the videos, he does the jacking off motion, and the cop's like, we get it, dude. You're naked. You have a small wiener. I would have loved if he flipped over and just started pissing on the cop, and the cop's just like, dude, come on, man. Come on. Can we have some sort of, can we act like adults in this situation? Come on. At least take me out for a steak before you piss on me. Come on. Wow. So that happened in Alabama, you know. We're checking in all over the U.S., dude. We're checking in Brooklyn. We got the Hasidic Jews. They're digging tunnels. They're going to baths. They're going to the ladies' parts, you know. They're also, dude, honestly, on a serious note, for real, I do respect that a lot, to dig a tunnel just trying to go pray, just trying to go to temple during COVID when there's lockdowns. I actually do respect that a lot. They're like, you know what? The government can't stop me. Your boy's just going to dig a tunnel. What are they going to do? Fill it with cement? We're checking in Brooklyn. We're checking in Alabama. In Leeds, Alabama, not in the UK, where they share the same name. Clearly, they stole it from the UK. But yeah, so checking in over there, checking in all over the U.S. That's also what the episode is. The title of this episode could be called. There, we did it. We got it. Anyways, enough with all the hullabaloo. Well, this cheered me up a little bit. Was feeling a little blue today again, but maybe I should be on SSRIs. Who knows? Who knows? Got a doctor's appointment on Friday. Maybe he'll put me on them. Maybe he'll prescribe me Xanax. Ooh, Xanax. Ooh, Xanax so good. Yum. I should just walk in there and immediately demand Xanax. Hey, heard you're slinging Xanax. Can I get some? That should be my new ins. Ins for 2024. Xanax. Xannies. Or Percocet. Either or. Hey, who am I to pick? Beggars can't be choosers, am I right? Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Am I right? Just saying all the phrases. Beggars can't be choosers. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. And most importantly, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. However, I would also like some SSRIs and Xanax, because I think that's a benzo. So, also not an SSRI. That also will wipe your memory on alcohol, so probably shouldn't do that. Anyways, I guess if you take anything away from this episode, because I'm about to wrap it up, is go outside this week. Whether that's digging a tunnel, whether that's doing a cannonball into an aquarium, or whether that's taking a Xanax, taking a shot of tequila, and wiping your memory from what's about to happen. Because Lord knows I would like to do that. All right. Love you guys. I think that's it. I'm going to go edit this and go night-night. All right. See you next Tuesday. Goodbye. Wow. Surprise PSA at the end of the video. Hey, it's me. Once again, I'm going to keep going podcasting. No, I'm just kidding. I did forget to mention this at the end of the episode. I recorded another Fat FM. This one is number 4. It's all hip-hop remixes, so go check that out. It's the first link in the bio. I appreciate you making it this far in the video, and I feel like a fucking vlogging in my camera like this. So I'm going to end it right here, but I love you, and I appreciate you sticking around. Okay, bye!